Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about USMCA here today. And let's call this what it is. This is a win for America. Passing USMCA is a win for our economy. It's a win for our workers and our manufacturers and our farmers all across America. And for the past 2.5 years, so many people have worked tirelessly to ensure that we got this trade agreement done with Mexico and Canada. And I would especially like to thank you, Chairman Neal, and Ranking Member Brady, and our staffs who have worked tirelessly to get this agreement to where we're at today. And also to Ambassador Bob Lighthizer. There is not a more capable or intelligent trade ambassador that we've had than Bob Lighthizer. He has continually stayed in touch and communicated and worked hard to get this agreement to where it's at and hopefully passed by the Senate in early January. And lastly, none of this would have happened without President Trump and his goal to have a new NAFTA agreement and to get the USMCA passed and to work with Canada and Mexico. And so this is a good day for America here today. And I would like to just touch on a couple of the parts of USMCA. My district is a heavy agriculture district, and I remind people all the time the #1 industry in the state of Illinois is agriculture. And this new agreement will help our farmers, and particularly corn and soybean farmers, and our producers of beef and poultry and livestock. I'd like to submit for the record, Mr. Chairman, a letter from the Illinois Farm Bureau that is a statement on the USMCA trade agreement.
So ordered.
Thank you. And just to read one line from there regarding the USMCA, it says, regarding the USMCA, this is excellent news for Illinois and for our Illinois farmers. Secondarily, I think about manufacturing. In my district, we have the largest concentration of Caterpillar workers anywhere in the world. Make some of the best products anywhere, whether it's excavators or D10 tractors or mining equipment. And so I think about what that means for, again, jobs and economic opportunities for our Cat workers, for John Deere based in Illinois, Case IH, those manufacturers and those jobs. USMCA paves the way for continued exports and working with our 2 largest trading partners. And we need to remember, this is the largest trade agreement ever negotiated in the history of this country with our 2 largest trading partners. In Illinois, 40% of the products we grow, produce, or manufacture go to Canada or Mexico. This is a win for workers in Illinois and for agriculture and manufacturing. Lastly, I want to touch on digital trade. I'm proud to be the co-chair of the Digital Trade Caucus with Congresswoman Del Benny. And when you look at the chapter on digital trade here, it is really the gold standard. And it sets a standard for future trade agreements and what we do. And a couple of those provisions ensures that data can be transferred across borders, cracks down on data localization, promotes collaboration in addressing cybersecurity challenges, and a number of other provisions related to digital that have never been in any other trade agreement. And when you look at the 24 chapters of USMCA, and digital is included in one of those, it is again, a great precedent for future trade agreements to come. The other point that I would make, Mr. Chairman, is this shows the world that we can negotiate a trade agreement, our 2 largest trading partners, Mexico and Canada. And it shows the rest of the world that as we look at these other trade agreements in the future, whether it's with our European allies, whether it's with other allies around the world, that we can put together a trade agreement. And there's many provisions in here that set a good precedent to come. Now, I will lastly say, was this perfect? No. Were there things in here that I would have liked to have changed? Of course. ISDS, sunset provision, the rules of origin weren't exactly what I wanted. But 95% of what we believe in, I think, as Republicans, and what is good for the long-term viability of this economy and for our workers are in this agreement. And so I'm proud to support the USMCA. I look forward to working with my colleagues on the implementation and continuing to work with Ambassador Lighthizer on future trade agreements to continue to push our economy forward. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank the gentleman.